we'll take a break. Fifth quarter underway for Signature Homes and East Fruit Market. Tom Morris waiting for us in the rooms. A lip read, Carlton.
For Warralilly Central, land now selling.
You're listening to the number one call team. Made in Geelong in the Surf Coast, for Geelong in the Surf Coast.
The home of football in Geelong.
Breathe. K-Rock Football.
Hello, Shani.
Hey, Ruth, I'm on that going platform Geelong.
Oh, fuck, Ruby.
Oh, it's thanks, Jamie.
Oh, and a mouth guard.
Well, Jamie, not everyone's great with the footy, but there's no better combination than Geelong Cats and Wombat Gully.
I'm not sure I get it.
For all your footy season garden plans, visit us at Wombat Gully Plant Farm Geelong, 201 Townsend Road in Moolat.
Oh, the cat's been in the garden.
You got it now?
Get serious about construction with Goddings, your Kubota excavator specialists. High performance, durability and reliability make Kubota market leaders in construction equipment. From 1 to 8 ton, 0 and conventional models, Goddings stock the full Kubota excavator range. Goddings also stock compact track loaders, wheeled loaders and all required attachments. Complete after-sales service, on-site backup you can rely on. Goddings, your Kubota excavator specialists. Goddings.com.au. Quality you can rely on.
Hi, I'm Gary Watts from Signature Homes. Thinking of building? At Signature Homes, we don't have set plans and we never build the same home twice. We start with a blank canvas. We work with you to design a home to suit your block, your budget and the way you live. So if you're thinking of building, think custom design. For a free session with myself and our very own architect, register now at signaturehomes.net.au. That's signaturehomes.net.au. Signature Homes, your custom design professionals.
The home of football in Geelong.
You're listening to the number one call team. Made in Geelong in the Surf Coast, for Geelong in the Surf Coast.
For Warralilly Central, land now selling.
Out the back, Casbolt. It spills to Curnow. Curnow's flying shot at goal, and he's kicked it. His teammates get to him. Jam HBA contender, Ed Curnow.
Said he thought might be the sealer. Well, he was proven to be correct. It was one of only 2 goals in the final term. Sam Kerridge having the final say just before the siren from a free kick. The Blues making their way off the ground here at a very wet and dreary MCG. You would have thought that if it wasn't for a little bit of daylight that we were in the middle of winter, but in fact we're only halfway through autumn. So if it's going to be like this through winter, we're in for a very long and cold one, and I'm going to be looking for some sunshine somewhere towards August and September. Fifth quarter for East Fruit Market and Signature Homes. Tom Morris is down in the Carlton rooms. Tommy, the boy's not too far away from joining you. Can you give us a bit of the mood in the Carlton change rooms?
Yeah, the mood's good down here. Very interesting. I reckon the players' hands will be too cold, so they're actually taking the lids off the Gatorade for them. Just going to sit in the middle of the circle. We're going to chat to Ed Curnow as soon as they get down here, or after the song, hopefully, before they go into the meeting. But I'll keep you updated. But it's quite a content mood. There's a number of the directors and the board have come in here. It's a very Lygon Street sort of feel, which is terrific to see.
Fantastic. I just can see myself at Dimartina's rolling in for a chicken fettuccine with a bit of avocado right about now. I don't mind a feed down there on Lygon Street. Absolutely outstanding. And, of course, they did wear that blew-out Jersey.
The old Jersey.
As Bucky likes to call it.
Jersey, yeah. It's good luck today. I hope they wear it a little bit more.
I think it's going to make a few appearances during the year.
It is it? Fantastic,
yeah,
the old Jersey.
Numbers not so great on it. If they could go back to the white numbers.
That's sort of that 1980s that Collingwood used to wear in the sort of...
Yeah, the different font.
Yes.
Well, just the outline. You just couldn't see it.
Not ideal. But the Blues have headed down the race, and we should be joining you just about now, Tom Morris.
Yeah, I don't think they're too far away. I can sort of hear them coming.
Well, that's sort of like a play on a former Blues. Wasn't it They Know We're Coming? Wasn't that a Blues membership campaign?
They Know We're Coming.
Well, now they're actually here.
Smell What We're Cooking was another one. And a big pot with...
There'll be a lot of guys in the middle of this song, I reckon. A lot of first wins.
Yeah,
Jack Silvani must have seen a psychologist.
Count them, because I reckon there might be 6 or 7.
See if you can get Jack Silvani for us.
Alrighty.
Geez, there's a lot of Gatorade here. I've got to be careful, fellas.
Yes, yeah. Look after the gear. You're copying it, aren't you? Here we go. Here's the Carlton theme song. Silvani, Petrevski, Seaton, Marchbank, Palmer, McCready, Williamson, Pickett.
I actually said they were quite content. Boys, they're wrapped down here. There's a lot of emotion, which is terrific to see.
Well, they've beaten one of the old enemies, so they'll be very happy with that. What's the word in terms of having a chat to Ed Curnow now?
I think we're going to get him now. Just give me 2 seconds.
Fantastic. Just let us know when you are available, of course, down there in the fifth quarter for East Fruit Market and Signature
before
Homes.
we get Ed Curnow, he had 23 touches today, the number 35, and kicked probably the sealer in that last quarter. I know it was only 10 points, Kent, but it was pretty hard for the Bombers to get back from that.
Yeah, it was hard. Tough conditions all day, and Blues just played the conditions better for me. They're just forced the ball forward and very good defensively across the ground. So deserve the win, and the boys will enjoy it down there.
I think recovery is going to be interesting this week. It's only a 6-day turnaround. They got the Gold Coast on Saturday night, so I suspect that might be a light couple of days to start off with for the Blues after slogging it out here today.
Well, I think Kate Simpson's going to feel that kick by Leuenberger in the quad for the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's interesting to see if he gets up in 6 days.
So we're just waiting for a word on having a chat to Ed Curnow. Tom Morris is down in the rooms. Final score here, 7-15-57 to 6-6-42. Earlier today, St Kilda, 14-23, 107. Brisbane, 11-10-76. For the next month, Carlton have got Gold Coast at Etihad, Port Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval, Carlton, Sydney here, a K-Rock game, and Carlton, Collingwood here, also a K-Rock game. So we'll be watching the Blues a couple more times over the next month. For Essendon, they head to Adelaide, then Collingwood here on Anzac Day, Melbourne at Etihad Stadium, and Fremantle back in Perth. Time to head downstairs because Ed Curnow is waiting patiently with their own Tom Morris.
Yeah, Ed Curnow down here in the very jubilant Carlton rooms. That's as much emotion as I've seen after a home and away win in a long time. Must have meant a lot.
Oh, yeah, mate. Look, it's been a long pre-season. We got whopped around in the JLT, and then everyone's been writing us off. So to come out on a wet day against Essendon, who are in some good form, and just go toe-to-toe all day. It's a great feeling. We've got all these young blokes out there. It's their first win. Some of them first game. Tommy Williamson, he was great. So, it's a lot of emotion. Footy's an emotional game, and that's why we play it.
How much of today in these conditions is about tactics and strategy, and how much is just about how much you want it and effort?
The want and effort definitely goes up a fair bit on the percentage there, but we still had some really good tactics and where we positioned players around stoppages that I thought worked really well, and the messaging from the coaches was spot on. But yeah, we're the footy, mate. You've really got to body line the ball and roll the sleeves up, and our group, just really proud of the whole team, the coaching staff, and everyone involved in the footy club. It's great for the club.
Ed, thanks for joining us on K-Rock Footy. Tom King, Ben Castanelia, Kent Kingsley, Heath Buck up in the K-Rock box. Is that the best home and away win you've played in?
Yeah, it's certainly exciting. I mean, we've got this new influx of players, and just to see the smiles on their faces for their experience for a first win, because you got to remember, we've been going for about 8 weeks now. We haven't won a game, so these blokes aren't used to that feeling, and that's why you play footy. So just super exciting. One of the better ones, that's for sure.
Talk to us about your back six and how well they played today. Of course, Sammy Rowe and Harrison McCready, and Caleb Marchbank and Lockie Plowman, they aren't household names, but they just, on a day like this, I suppose, their head down, backside up, and no fanfare, and that's probably what you want on days like today.
Yeah, we've got a strong back line. We'll build our footy club around those guys. Marchbank, McCready, they're courageous. That's all you can ask for them, and then they use the ball well coming out of there. So, and Big Rowie, he's just a star. Just muscles up every week, plays to his strengths, gets the job on the big forward, and does a great job. So, it's like people we love playing with.
Ed, congratulations on the win, and also congratulations on your game. 24 touches, kicked a great goal in that last quarter, a really important one. Can I just mention the game of Bryce Gibbs? I know the skipper was brilliant with 2 goals, but Bryce Gibbs looked to be a class above most players on the ground. Just his ball handling in the wet. I mean, he sort of set things up after a really quiet start.
Yeah, Bryce is a proud individual, good family man, so it's just really good to see him get some reward. And obviously had a bit that went on in the pre-season, and as a playing group, we all love him. We love the way he trains, and when he's brutal inside like he was today, and he's like that at his best, he's unstoppable because he's so clean and composed with the ball. So, yeah, it's really good to see him going.
Ed, it's Ben Castanelia. Thanks for joining us on K-Rock. How do you, as an experienced player who's been at the footy club, quite some time, I think today was your 12th odd game of footy. How do you go about shielding some of these kids in terms of, you mentioned that negative publicity that surrounded the club, and I mean, guys, kids like to enjoy their footy, and they rock up and see stuff written and hear things on the radio and think, geez, what's happening here? How do you go about shielding those kids so they just stay focused and try to improve each week?
Yeah, I think that's the challenge. That's why today is so rewarding. Look, we have got our young players in the group. We really focus on what we can learn out of each game we play. So we've had quite a few close losses. Well, we had a close loss last week, and then Richmond was poor performance. So we always look to grow from those losses. And during the week, we've got to really keep the vibe up around the footy club, and make sure we're having strong relationships with the young players. So they know we still are going to hold each other to high standards, even though maybe our performance game day was lacking the first couple of rounds. So, yeah, it's just about those relationships and keeping the vibe up during the week.
On field, do you find that I know you're usually worried about someone, and he's usually a pretty handy player from the opposition, but do you find that you're sort of trying to instruct and help out younger players more?
Yeah, I suppose with my game, it's kind of head in the hole sometimes, or positioning on my opponents. It's a bit harder. We've got a few great guys in the back line like Sam Doherty and Simo who set us up well. I just try and play to my specific role and bring them into the game if I can with a tackle or a handball. But yeah, look, to be honest, Sam Petrescu set and Marchbank, McCready, these guys have come straight in. They don't need a whole heap of instruction. They're really driven footballers, and they're going to take our club a long way.
And Lockie Plowman, he probably took a little bit of time to find his feet, but he's really done that now, and today he was, I know that he may not get the credence of some, but he was arguably one of your best players. He completely shut out Fantasia on a day where Fantasia potentially could have been dangerous. And not only that, he found plenty of the ball. He's finally sort of starting to really find his feet as an AFL player.
Yeah, look, Lockie's a great character. He loves to laugh down the change rooms, and he just works extremely hard, and he doesn't want to get beaten. So he'll chuck his hand up every week for the best opposition forward. And, I'd back him in every time, and he's been doing that this year, and I really like the way he's going about it. He just, at the body, very physical, and gets the job done. He wins the trust of his teammates that way.
Ed Kingsley, congratulations on a great win in what was trying conditions. Your defensive six gets accolades for what they did as a great job, but the job of Levi, Casbolt, Wiedering and Silvani to offer targets constantly all day, and they didn't take a lot of marks between them, but they really supplied that contest you needed to bring your midfielders and your small forwards into the game.
Yeah, as you know, Kent, it's a tough day for a marking forward. I thought they did a great job, and Levi shoulders a lot of the workload most weeks, and he's got a pinch hit in the ruck too. He's a strong man. He's a presence out on the ground, so he's going to be really important for the footy club and bringing those other players into the game. And I can't speak highly enough of Wiedering his second year to be able to pick up the craft and go forward, and he shows plenty of tricks, as does Jack Silvani. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to see how that four-line moulds itself over the future, and thanks.
We've probably got to wrap it up, guys. We're about to head into a meeting. Thanks for joining us, Ed.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me, boys.
Thanks, Ed.
Cheers, guys.
Ed Curnow joining us on K-Rock Football. Players heading into a meeting. Appreciate the time of Ed Curnow, of course, out of Mottawarri originally. Had to do it the hard way via, I think, the Box Hill program, and then Carlton gave him a chance as a rookie.
Crows as well.
Yeah.
Adelaide Crows as a rookie. Broke his leg at Box Hill.
Yep.
And then had a really good year before Carlton gave him a chance. He's just been a really good clubman.
Solid
citizen. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously got his deficiencies with his disposal, but on a day like today where you just want blokes cracking in all the time.
Perfect for it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just strong over the ball. No fanfare. And I mean, a day where you don't have to pinpoint passes, just bomb the ball forward, it was perfect for the likes of him and Patrick Cripps.
Yeah, they did it really well, their midfield. Just really pushed the ball forward and just got the ball moving forward to those three tools that were just able to keep the ball on the ground for the Smalls.
I think Benny made a good point with the likes of Jared Pickett in that last quarter and Jack Silvani. It's almost as if, I mean, they're only in their, Jack Silvani's second year, Pickett virtually his first year, his first couple of years at the Giants. He had a foot injury, but there's just something there with those boys. You can just see that they're just about to click. And also Charlie Curnow, who didn't play this afternoon, that I reckon in the next 18 months you can see that these young guys have got something. The likes of Silvani and Pickett, and I mentioned the backmen, but particularly Petrescu-Seaton was outstanding this afternoon.
Well, definitely, and he mentioned the back six there, that they're building the team around that, and I think that's great because defensively they are good. They've got work on their attacking side of the game, but if you build it off that defence, a lot of your attack comes from half-back. So they've got good, probably 6 or 8 guys out there that can go through that back six.
And they wore Essendon out, basically, with that back six in their midfield. They just wore them out in the end, and they had really no run in the end, the Bombers. It sort of beat them at their own game in the end, Carl.
Well, they've got a perfect balance there, with Kate Simpson, the veteran there, just instructing and teaching those young guys where to be and where to play, because defensively they set up really well. Even when the quick kicks out by Essendon from their defensive 50 were always seem to be always falling in Carlton's hands, because just their defensive position. So I reckon Kate Simpson's so valuable down there, just instructing him where to start, and starting positions are crucial down back.
Interesting to know what last Saturday night's clash with Brisbane took out of the Bombers too, in terms of the trip up there, challenge, long, tough game, and then having to come back as well. So no, full credit to Carlton though. But it's whether they can back it up now, the Blues.
Well, they've got a chance next week, and they're playing the Gold Coast Suns. They're doing a bit of a number on the Hawks at the moment. I think 56 to 30. It says 58, to 30. So 28 points in front. The Gold Coast over the Hawks at the start of the third quarter. So, yeah, they're in some reasonable form.
So the bottom two will be Hawthorn and Sydney. Is that right?
In Brisbane.
No, Brisbane won a game.
Have they?
Yep, they beat Gold Coast.
They did, yeah, sorry. They did so, yeah. Well, assuming Gold Coast win this.
North Melbourne, Sydney and Hawthorn, who were...
I tipped North to be out of the 8, but the other two definitely in. So.
And next week, just to continue that, we've got West Coast Sydney. So we'd assume at Subi that West Coast will get the
points. Do you know who the Swans have got the week after?
Yeah, they've got the
Giants.
And
Sydney could be 0-5.
And you've got North Melbourne have got the Western Bulldogs.
Well, Dogs have got to come back from Perth.
Yep. But I'd pick the Bulldogs against North. Who was the other one we spoke about?
We're doing that game on Carrick footy.
Who was the other one? Hawthorn. Hawthorn have got the Cats on Monday.
Of course, we're doing that on Carrick. Four games for us next weekend. Saturday afternoon, we're here at the MCG. I think it's Melbourne Fremantle. And then Sunday also in action. So it's a big weekend of Carrick footy. We need to take another break. Come back. When we do, we'll wrap up things from here with the Fags Mitre 10 stats. Checking with Tom Morris, who's coming back from the rooms. Total Tools. It looks like a clean bill of health for both sides, although Jacob Wiedering might have a little bit of a headache after his collision a little bit earlier in the day. GMHBA goal of the day, our Hamlin hanger as well. And we'll head out of here for round 3. Yep, 3 rounds down already, and then head into Easter and a big weekend of footy. This afternoon, though, it was the Blues getting the job done by 15 points over the Bombers on Litbury, Carroll Footy.
In 2017, Rock 955 is
the home of football in Geelong.
Breathe. K-Rock Football.
For Lily Central. Land now selling.
2012. Steve from Belmont smashes a world record when he becomes the only guy ever to put the toilet seat down for the 1000th time in a row.
Legend.
February 2014. Steph from Torquay spots a friend's Michelle's ex-boyfriend at home house, heading off a potential awkward encounter for the two of them, and in the process ruining an otherwise good Friday night.
Legend.
And August 28, 2016, Gary McGurkin of Leopold picks Hail Mary side Fremantle to beat the Bulldogs to win the 2016 K-Rock Footy Competition.
Legend.
K-Rock Footy Tipping.
Legend.
Hit up krock.com.au to win weekly prizes, plus a grand prize of this. Cold, hard cash. Cold, hard cash. K-Rock Footy Tipping. So to recap, win K-Rock Footy Tipping. Become
Legend. VFA, learning your pathway to a brighter future. Become a personal trainer today. RTO 22360.
Hi, Greg from East Fruit Market, the fruit shop that's committed to stocking the freshest, locally sourced autumn fruit and veg daily. I've been up early each morning to make sure I get for you the juiciest, ripest new season apples. Come in and try them. Don't settle for second best when it comes to your favourite autumn treats. Choose from over 3,000 products. East Fruit Market. Quality produce. Freshness guaranteed. Open 7 days from 7:30. eastfruit.com.au.
Get serious about construction with Goddings, your Kubota excavator specialists. High performance, durability and reliability make Kubota market leaders in construction equipment. From 1 to 8 tonne, 0 and conventional models, Goddings stock the full Kubota excavator range. Goddings also stock compact track loaders, wheeled loaders and all required attachments. Complete after-sales service, on-site backup you can rely on. Goddings, your Kubota excavator specialists. Goddings.com.au. Quality you can rely on.
In 2017, Rock 955 is
The home of football in Geelong.
Breathe. K-Rock football.
For Warralilly Central. Land now selling.
Back here at the MCG where it's us, about 100 seagulls and half a dozen security staff and the players just winding down after Carlton with a 15-point win over the Bombers for their first victory of season 2017. Tom Morris is back from the rooms for Total Tools. Chuck, Jacob Wiedering obviously was a concern early, but it looks like a clean bill of health for the Blues.
Yeah, clean bill of health. Even Reece Palmer early as well with his nose. They're all doing interviews and very happy, so there doesn't look to be too many concerns down there at all. I did catch a glimpse of Stephen Silvani while the song was being sung, and he stood there like a proud parent. He was proud as punch. Jack Silvani obviously has played, 11, 12 games, and that's his first win. So that's a big moment for him and a number of others as well. Interesting, just my luck that as soon as the game finishes, the rain seems to have stopped as well. So I enjoyed it down there today, King. But it's good in the Carlton rooms. As I said to you when you crossed down to me, they were content. They seemed quite measured, but then the players came in and the whole feeling just stepped up a notch. It was really quite inspiring how happy they were.
All hell broke loose.
All hell broke loose. And so they should. As Ed Curnow said, they hadn't won a game since last year.
Yeah.
So winning, no matter who it's against and pre-season or what, winning's good.
I think it was against Melbourne here at the G.
Yeah.
I do remember that day, Bucky. Yeah. That's a long time ago.
And do you know what? I reckon losing in round 23 would have stung.
Yep.
Like that Essendon side that they sent out was just going.
Oh, yeah. Carlton were poor that day.
Carlton were
horrendous. Yeah, it was the last game of the year where they were poor.
Yeah, and that would have hurt them. And the way they were beaten too. They just weren't, Essendon didn't roll over the line. They beat them well in that game. So they get a little bit of revenge and they get their first win of the season. The Bombers go to 2-1. Bucky, Fags Mitre 10?
Yeah, I'll just run through some Fag Mitre 10 stats, Kingy, where the Blues got the 4 points this afternoon. Clearances, Carlton got way on top in the second half, ended up winning the clearances 46-37, and out of the middle they were strong as well, 10-7 in their favour. Gibbs had 8 clearances, and Matthew Cruiser, he was probably the dominant big man on the ground in the end. He had 8 clearances as well, and Ed Curnow, the boy we spoke to, was good this afternoon as well. He had 7 clearances for Carlton. The contested possessions, an area which Essendon were on top of in the third quarter. Sorry, halfway through that third quarter, Carlton got on top. They ended up winning the contested possessions, the Blues, by 3. The Bombers ended up with more disposals, 350 to Carlton's 348. Free kicks in favour of Carlton, 21-14. And Carlton had more contested marks, 9-6 on a wet afternoon here at the MCG. Inside 50s dominated by Carlton. They probably should have won by more when you look at the inside 50s in the scoring. Kingy, 60-37, 22 scoring shots to 12 in favour of the Blues. Just individually, mentioned the game of Bryce Gibbs. He was brilliant. 9 tackles, the number 4, from 35 touches and 6 inside 50s. And as I mentioned throughout the call, probably should have kicked 2 goals. Didn't have his kicking boot on this afternoon. The skipper was good, 32 touches. He's had a great season. He'd be leading Carlton's best and fairest. I know it's only round 3, but he's been very good in all 3 games. Coming back from an injury from last year. Couple of goals as well. Patrick Cripps, 24 touches and 4 tackles. Ed Curnow, 24 and 7 tackles and 7 clearances. Simpson, 21, was good late. Doherty was great as that anchor man in the back half, 20 touches and 9 marks. Plowman did the job on Fantasia. Fantasia, just the 7 kicks and only the 2 behinds. Plowman had 6 marks and 18 disposals. I thought Simon White was good, probably one of his best games for the Carlton Footy Club. 8 marks, 17 disposals. Patrese-Seaton after half-time was excellent, showed a bit of spark, kicked a great goal in the third quarter, 17 touches and 3 marks. Dale Thomas tried hard, didn't use the ball well, but he was in and under, 16 disposals. Rowe was great, 15 disposals and 4 marks, did the job on Danaher. The debutant, Tom Williamson, 15 disposals and 5 tackles, was good. Cruiser, probably the best big man on the ground with 14 disposals and 7 clearances and an important goal. Palmer, 12 touches, and Jack Silvani, 4 marks, 11 disposals for the Blues. For the Bombers, Heppel, the skipper, 30 touches, 8 tackles. Looked a little bit slow this afternoon, Dyson Apple. Probably not his conditions in terms of he hasn't got great leg speed. Was tackled and caught a number of times. Goddard 30 touches. I thought he was probably the Bombers' best. Merritt quite early, got into the game, but didn't have a massive impact. Only the one inside 50 from Zach Merritt, 29 possessions. Watson, 28, tired. Parrish was good, a goal from 22 touches. Kelly had a really quiet first half, but got into the game, particularly late. He had 20 touches. Hurley, 19. Had a good tussle with Wiedering. Got the job done, but the youngster certainly provided a good presence for the Blues when he was on the ground. Collier, quiet. He had 16 touches, but no impact. Stanton, no impact, which is 15. And that was about it. Danaher, 3 marks, 12 disposals and a goal. It was hard to find good Essendon players this afternoon. Zaharak is very quiet and he's 150. It's just 13 touches. And we mentioned Fantasia. He came into the game with 9 goals, Kingy, in the opening 2 rounds of the season. Just 9 disposals, 7 kicks and 2 behinds. 48,022 fans saw the Blues win their first game for the season, 7-15-57, Essendon 6-6-42.
All right, before we get to the GMHBA goal and Hamlin hanger of the day, it is getting very, very bad for the Hawks up there at Metricon Stadium.
Yeah, they are Gold Coast 70, Hawthorn 31, 12 to go in the third quarter, and they are in all sorts of strife. Vickery in the ruck, and the Suns go forward once again. So Gary Ablett on the end of a handball as they go inside forward 50. This looks very, very worrying for the Hawthorn Footy Club, and good news for the Gold Coast Suns and Rodney Eade.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been under pressure over the last week, especially Ablett. All right, let's have a look at that mark and goal. Let's start with the...
We'll start with the mark because there wasn't many, to be perfectly honest, Kingy. And we went to the second quarter. Joe Danaher, one of the only times he really got on top of Sam Rowe. He used his body beautifully just down at the punt road end in the forward pocket, went back, and I think he slotted through a point in the second quarter, 4-minute mark. Hamlin hanger, mark of the day, Joe Danaher.
Through the pack comes Collier, Heppel, Hooker, and then a left foot kick into the pocket. Danaher front position in front of Rowe. Good strong mark. Hamlin hanger contender. A true one-on-one contest. Danaher stuck the backside out to ensure Rowe couldn't get a fist on the Sharon.
GMHBA gives us the goal of the day, and there were some beauties this afternoon in difficult conditions. Podreski-Seaton kicked a nice goal in the third quarter. Goddard from long range in the second quarter kicked a goal from outside 50. And Mark Murphy kicked a brilliant goal in the second quarter. Ed Curto late in the last quarter, but Mark Murphy, third quarter, 15-minute mark, important part of the game, tight on the boundary line, punt road end, similar to where Dan Rioli kicked that goal yesterday for the Richmond Footy Club. He jagged through one of the goals of the year. So the GMHBA goal of the day, Mark Murphy.
Gibbs should be first there. Zaharakis in hot pursuit, gives it to Murphy, impossible angle. Murphy, GMA, HBA, I love that wrong, but that's a ripper.
Oh, what a goal.
Checks on his teammates get to him. Not an A for highlight reel sort of stuff, but the skipper produced one.
And they did win. I reckon just about every player on the ground, not Essendon players, went to the skipper who kicked a great goal in that third quarter. GMHBA goal of the day.
GMHBA Health Insurance, GMHBA and the Cats, stronger together, healthier together. Join the team today. Of course, the elite partner of the Geelong Cats, and of course their official health insurance and care company. And of course, you can get the GMHBA health report via the Cats.
We can say that Suns is 76 now, Hawthorn at 31, as Gary Ablett takes a mark about, that'd be about 40 metres out, directly in front. Key to put the Gold Coast to 82.
Benny, what have Gold Coast just opened on Hawthorn?
They've opened up an extremely large can of whoop-ass.
Oh, yeah.
They're spraying them with it as we speak.
Ablett to have a shot on goal.
They'll be under siege this week, the Hawks, coming into the game against the Cats.
Yeah, this is the worst thing that could happen for Geelong.
Yeah.
And Ablett's involved.
Going in 3-zip against 0-3.
Yeah. Irony. Ablett from 48 has delivered a wonderful finish.
Never discounted champion.
No.
He's answered the critics. He's kicked 2 and had 18.
Margin is now 51, if you could believe that, up at Metricon Stadium. Time for us to get out of here. Before we do, though, just to tell you that next week we are 3 o'clock Friday afternoon, Benny, for the Good Friday Clash.
Yeah, I think so, King. Yep, that sounds right.
Don't you run the show?
Yeah, I do.
He's got the bratwurst working there.
Gracious, mate, I'm not...
It's at 4:20 bounce, so I'm suspecting at 3 o'clock on it.
Tomorrow, let alone next Friday. I think you're right, 4:20 Friday afternoon.
We're at midday.
We don't make sure we only have fish and chips. What's going to happen with the pie warmer next Friday? That's going to be extraordinary. There's going to be a piece of flake and a couple of dinnies in there.
Midday, on Saturday, Melbourne and Fremantle. 2 o'clock Sunday, Collingwood and St Kilda, and then from the special time of 1 o'clock on Monday afternoon, I think. Are we doing a massive pre-game, are we?
You know the only form of meat a priest can eat on Good Friday?
Don't know.
Oh, yuck.
Is none.
Hawthorn and Geelong on Easter Monday.
Looking forward to that. Should be an absolute cracker.
I'm in a Chanel.
We're saying goodbye to Matty D back in the studio. Thank you, Matthew. To Dave, not up the back, doing some wonderful button pushing. Always a pleasure to see Dave.
Happy Dave.
Tom Morris.
Yes.
Look forward to your work on
Good
Fox
on you,
Sports.
Tommy.
What are we,
Foxfooty.com.au.
Foxfooty.com.au, which is the second best footy website after carolfootball.com.au. Ken Kingsley, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Happy Easter. See you next weekend.
Yep.
Heath Buck when we see you.
Oh,
Good Friday.
yeah, goodness gracious, not quite sure. Have to have a look, Kenny.
Bye, Benny.
Goodbye. Thank you, Lions.
Fish on the menu
boys.
Friday.
Carlton by 15 points. You heard it all on.
K-Rock footy!
K-Rock.
Cruiser front position against Leuenberg. It can't mark. Bagley left the footy behind. Handball up will come nicely to Cripps, who can straighten things up and kick the goal. Good little handball from Petrescu Seaton, I think it was, out of the pack.
Inside 50, Silvani's there. Ball hits the deck. Over the back comes to Silvani. He goes off the ground and he hits the post. Leuenberger's kick only went 8 metres. Murphy, top of the square, front position, Wiedering. Not sure whether Murphy pulled the kick or it just held up in the breeze, but it was well read by Wiedering.
Goddard, there's his first possession. Parrish snaps a kick inside forward 50. Bouncing ball. McDonald tipping Woody sweating on it. Shrugged up the tackle and kicked the GMHBA goal of the day. Left them standing in his wake. They were hanging off him. And he kicked 4 against the Blues back in round 23 last year, and he's got 1 early here. Through the pack comes Collier, Heppel, Hooker. And then a left foot kick into the pocket. Danaher front position in front of Rowe. Good strong mark. A Hamlin hanger contender. A true one-on-one contest. Danaher stuck the backside out to ensure Rowe couldn't get a fist on the Sharon.
Brown was pushed off the kick. It wasn't great. It might sit for Simpson. Coming the other way, Merritt. Oh, he did wonderfully well. Get the ball in front, and now he's gone. Silvani from behind. Hold the pill.
Michael Hurley slow to get up from that contest, but still down. Is Jacob Wiedering. What's he got ahead of him? Not a lot, so he had to check the kick to Goddard. Well weighted. Hit it in stride. Now it's about the skin. It'll roll. It'll roll. It'll go through for a goal. GMHBA goal of the day contender. The finish was classy from Brendan Goddard, but the wonderful kick of Joe Watson.
They're working hard. Danaher down there. Defensively, ball on the deck. It's Bills to Murphy. Murphy's calling shot. A goal is a goal. Through a sea of legs, the skipper found a passage.
And then the tackle laid on Pickett was outstanding to stop him from running to an open goal by young McGrath. Petrescu Seaton out of the pack. Quick left foot snap. Oh, wonderful. Oh, the kick's moment in class. The kick's moment in class. It bounced through. He kicks the GMHBA goal of the day.
Gibbs should be first there. Zaharakis in hot pursuit. Gives it to Murphy. Impossible angle. Murphy. GMHBA. I love it wrong, but that's a ripper.
Oh, what a goal.
A banana check side. His teammates get to him. Not a day for highlight reel sort of stuff, but the skipper produced one. Thomas wants to move it quickly. He does. He hoists it high. He's got Silvani working against Bagley, and Silvani's won a free. Bagley not happy. Essendon fans are going to be irate. But the free kick goes to Silvani, holding on in the marking contest.
Ambrose at the front of the pack. They'll clear through Zaharakis.
Zaharakis goes long to a one-on-one. Rowe did well, stood tall. Hamlin hanger style. One-on-one contest with Danaher. Just kept his feet planted on terra firma and took a nice chest mark.
Attacking it was Hurley. Now soccer off the ground by Gleeson, but only as far as Rowe. 52 out from goal, kept his hand and put it onto the chest of Sam Kerridge, who will take all his allotted 30 seconds and go back and have a shot.
He does hoist it to that hot spot out the back. Casbolt, it spills to Curnow. Curnow finds it a goal, and he's kicked it. His teammates get to him. GMHBA contender Ed Curnow. And is that enough? Still early going, but it is wet conditions at the MCG, and the margin is now 10.
Kerridge dumped, Cruiser. Blues win a famous victory. They gusted out the Blues, and they've got the 4 points for the first time in 2017. Enjoy.
one call team for Geelong and the Surf Coast. Live
for our #1 ticket holder, Warra Lily.
Warra Lily Central.